What's up, folks? It's your boy Bob Hollywood and Melodramatic Plastic here with another exciting review. Today we're reviewing this this Jazwares UFC Ultimate Series Daniel Cormier. This came out last year. This is the smaller size. I want to say smaller because it's 6-inch scale. And of course, they've upgraded to the bigger scale. I don't know why. I guess it displeased me. As you can see, he's 7.75 ounces in the packaging. Let me get that out of there real quick so he can be focused on. And he's just like all the other UFC figures. He has this giant window, and you can see the figure. And pretty good detail. This is the front of him. Comes with extra head, extra hands, and a UFC Championship belt. This is, I believe, the third or second one of these guys I've reviewed. I've also reviewed Conor McGregor, and I've reviewed Jon Jones. I know the Conor McGregor video has not come out yet. You see his picture in the front of the box, front right-hand corner. If you ask me, this picture... Well, excuse me, the figure does not look like Daniel Cormier at all. It looks like, I might get his name wrong. He looks like the guy in the WWE. He was much bigger in stature, but that face is that face. And I want to say his name is like, oh man, I would butcher his name. I don't really watch WWE. It'll probably be in the description, my little joke, once I remember his name. On the right side of the packaging, we get a picture of DC looking directly into the camera. And on the back, we get another picture of DC, as well as a picture of every figure in the series. And we also get a bio for Daniel Cormier, and he's from, of course, the United States, which you can see that there was a United States flag on the front. I forgot to mention that as an accessory. It says DC, fighting out of San Jose, California, UFC debut, UFC Fight Night San Jose, April 20th, 2013. So it's pretty cool. He got a debut in his hometown. Career highlights: UFC heavyweight and light heavyweight champion, second UFC athlete in history to hold 2 UFC titles simultaneously. And again, you also get to see that there's Conor McGregor, Daniel Cerrone, Tim Jones, Jon Jones, Max Holloway, and Khabib Nurmagomedov. I would just call him Khabib because I'm not sure if I pronounced that right. I have Khabib. I've never reviewed him. That was before I got back into the channel. Still not have Quiet Down or Max. And also on the left side of the packaging, it just says UFC and Daniel Cormier. At the top, there's UFC window. You can see the top of his head. And on the bottom, legalese and a barcode if that interests you. So I'm going to go ahead and get this guy out of his packaging. Then we're going to go over his details and everything else. Be right back. All right. As you can see, Daniel and all his accessories weigh 3.3 ounces outside of the packaging. Not very heavy at all. They never are. Yeah, it comes with this nice UF flag. UF. What the hell is a UF? A US flag. I can't talk today. It comes with this nice US flag. Slightly stretchy, but it's not too big. I wish it was a little bit bigger. It could drape over the figure's shoulders a little bit better, but it works for what it works. So this is my third one of these. I like that they come with the flags. I really do, because that's pretty neat. I mean, and if I get Max Holloway, I'll have a flag for Hawaii. That's also cool. It comes with this UFC title. Lots of detail in it. As soon as I get the focus for you, I'm so sorry. Lots of detail. You can see it says UFC in big letters and Ultimate Fighting Championship. Smaller letters, no year, no name, or no one who holds the title's name. It gets the side plates that just say UFC. I'm sorry, my hands are so dry. And it gives you options for bigger or smaller fighters. No one's really going to be that small. It's also more difficult to put it on if it's like that. We can put it on him. He is probably the chunkiest of the fighters. Not saying that Daniel Cormier is chunky, because I'm a big boy, so that would be unfair. But he is going to need the largest belt setting, which is fine. Doesn't want to focus. It goes on. Like I said, the largest belt setting was a little bit difficult to get on, but that's fine. Take it off of him. Stand him back right there. Let's look at his alternate hands. If I can manage to not lose them. And these are going to be gripping hands, mic holding hands, if he's cutting a promo, or if he's just, saying what he's thankful for after a match, stuff like that. You can see there is some paint bleed where the fingers meet the gloves. And it's just paint bleeding rather throughout the place. Look at his fingertips on his right gloved hand. But the shape is good. It's just that I wish they had put a little bit more detail into it. But I get it. This is molded in black because black is going to take up the most of the space. It would have been quicker and easier to paint the other two colors of brown and white on. And then he also has this alternate head. Again, it looks nothing like DC in my opinion. I like how the two heads look like each other. They at least match each other, but they do not match the person they're supposed to be. So one, he's a stern head, looking slightly up into his right, and then the smiling head is more directly into the camera. Excuse me. Good paint for the facial hair on both heads. The hairstyles are different. See, he has a fade on the head he came with in the box, where his head, he has more hair. And the smiling head. Teeth look good. And then I'm going to go over his fisted hands, which he has attached to him. And they say UFC just like the other hands. Don't have that paint issue, but there is some brown extra paint up here on his both index fingers. All right, as for him and his details, like we already went over his head. I think his proportions are good. He is a little bit tubby, just like the actual fighter, which I'm glad they did. I'm glad we don't have all just the same body and whatnot. He looks like how he looks other than his face. He's got tattoos. Looks like there's a bulldog on his right shoulder and bicep, and on the left, it looks like there is a ninja. And on his right shoulder blade, on his back, it looks like it says National Champions. I can't see if it says a school or a date, but it looks like, I can't even tell what sport it is. I mean, obviously, if you know DC or you can see his tattoos in real life, you could tell, but I cannot tell looking at the figure. But the tattoos look good, just like the tattoos on John Jones. He comes with these little shorts as well. So he comes with fabric shorts. It says his name, Cormier, UFC, 2 places. And he also underneath that, he just has gray shorts that are part plastic, his crotch piece. So I do like that extra attention to detail that UFC has put into when it comes to the tattoos, when it comes to the accessories. Like I said, that flag is pretty cool. When it comes to these shorts, they didn't have to make fabric shorts, you know. Other than that, he doesn't have any discernible markings on him. There's some issue with the plastic on his feet from the mold, which isn't terrible. His body is just the one chocolate color, and it looks good. I want to say it matches his tone, but I'm not 100% certain. Put him down real quick. Let's go over his articulation. His head is not going to give us any additional, like, side to side, no attitude. Goes down that much, goes up pretty good. He's going to rotate 360 degrees. It's a little tight where his chin hits his shoulder or his delts. His arms are going to go up 90 degrees at the shoulder. They're going to rotate at that shoulder. He has butterfly joints. He has a bicep swivel. Wow. He has double jointed elbows. He has a swivel at his wrist. He has a hinge at his wrist. It is horizontal. On both hands, it's horizontal. His waist, he's going to give you some tilt, which is cool, which I like to think, oh, dodging punches. It's also going to rotate slightly at that same intersection, but it's not going to rotate 360, but it will rotate 360 at his waist where his belt line is. His legs, if you can hear that crunch, give you full, complete split, and he can balance. And to show you I'm not cheating because his hands weren't in his hands weren't in the camera. He's doing it by himself. That's a great split. Some Spider-Man figures can't even do that. His legs are going to go forward that much, back not too much, but there is some. He's got a thigh swivel, double jointed knees, can kick his own ass, and he's got swivel at the ankle and forward facing pin for rocker. And nothing on him is tight. His joints all move freely outside of the box. I mean, I know that's a problem with some figures. I don't know if it's because of the plastics they're made out of or what. And it's not a problem once you heat it up, but I didn't have to do that to him. Only thing is, his shorts are bunching up from me messing around with his legs. And I don't even feel like fixing it. I'm just going to stand him back down. So, that's him. Let's get his height. I think he's a pretty good figure. I think all these UFC figures are great. I'm disappointed that they are moving to the larger scale, but I get why. So they'd be in more scale with other wrestling figures. But for what it is, I'm glad I got on board with these ones that I like. His height is a little under 6¼ I don't know Daniel Cormier's height in real life, so I cannot compare that. But I can compare him to some other figures. Move this back some. First, let's compare him to Captain America and Duke. I'm going to move my camera up for you. And as you can see, he is shorter than both of them, only just so shorter than Duke, almost about the same height. I mean, their eyes aren't in the same place, but Duke's head is just barely over Daniel's. And Captain America is much taller, you know, thanks to the super soldier serum. Daniel can't help that. He is all athlete. And then we're going to compare him to one of my favorite figures to compare people to, and one of my favorite figures in general, Zarya. who was obviously taller than him. I believe Zarya is the second tallest figure I used for displays, or not displays, for comparisons. And Brie Bella. So Brie Bella for a WWE figure is way larger than she needs to be, but they are going to start making these to be this scale. So she's a little too big, but he's going to be in that scale. Well, not necessarily him. I don't know if they're going to re-release him, but you know what I mean. The newer UFC figures. Next up, I'm going to compare him to two Fortnite figures, one of which whose name I don't know. Just bought him for his accessories. He was on sale at Ross. Normally these are like $20 or whatever. He doesn't want to stand up today. He might have to be retired. As you can see, he's much bigger. He is the tallest figure, and then he is compared to another Jazwares figure, Jonesy from the Fortnite line. He is taller than Jonesy, which is cool. Next up, my least favorite comparison, but just because I like to give folks a lot of variety. Here's a Dragon Ball Stars Piccolo, which I hate the legs on. I never like these legs. He's taller than Piccolo, which would not be the case if Piccolo were real or a better scale. And Colonel Quaritch, he is also taller than Colonel Quaritch. I'm not sure the height on either of these real-life people, so I can't compare that. And up next, as you know, it's Black History Month. This Finn did not get reviewed, but this Jon Jones did, and I know those two are big rivals. They appear to be the same height. I'm going to get some more face-to-face shots of those two. But as you can see, he's way taller than Finn, just like Jon Jones, and looks to be about the same height as Jon Jones. I love this Jon Jones, man. I love his complexion. I love everything about the figure. And Jon Jones is taller, which I believe is the case. I thought Jon Jones was maybe a little bit taller than that, but apparently I'm wrong. There is like some gloss in his hair, which is weird. But yeah, I'm gonna have some fun with these figures. Just like I'm gonna have some fun with Khabib and Connor. But yeah, look at these body types. They're just different body types. You can see Jon Jones looks a little bit more athletic. He has abs. He's thinner in general, even down to the legs. DC's legs are thicker than Jon's legs. Like, I appreciate that. Obviously, the feet might be like the same mold, just a different color. And I don't know either one's shoe size in real life. But I think it's great that they put different effort into it. I mean, even their hands are probably going to be the same. It actually looks like, if I can get the camera to focus, it actually looks like they might be different. Unless that's just a warping of the plastic. They did paint Jon's hands much better. But it is cool. All in all, I like this figure. I have no gripes about any of the UFC figures. Jazwares did a great job. I wish they'd kept it in the scale, but they made a business decision. So that's that. Anyway, guys, always remember that action figures speak louder than words. I appreciate you guys for stopping by and joining me. Give me a little bit of your time. If you can, if you're so inclined, please like, comment, and subscribe to this channel. I really would appreciate that. I want to make this thing grow. I can't do that without you guys' help. Thank you. See you next time.